Finally, your CA foundation examinations are over. Hard work of 6 to 7 months starting in the month of May or June this year, coming all the way till December. You guys have worked really hard. Really proud of you people for going through the entire process. And what you've been waiting for, what I've been waiting for is finally here. And today I am going to discuss your CA Foundation December 22 examination paper. Want to do this little while ago, right after your first paper, but didn't want to disturb the flow of examination. So waited very eagerly till the last paper, and finally here I am doing it. But before I go ahead and then do it, I was very eager to know how have you people done it. That's when I went on to ask. The first question obviously is how many marks could you write for? Only 5% of the people in the poll told that they wrote for more than 100. 16% wrote for 90 to 100, 30% wrote for 75 to 90, and 24% people wrote to 60 to 75. So I can say only 24% of the people could not handle time and wrote for less than 60%. Rest of them could write for good amount of marks. The next question that I asked all of you people as to was which question did you find most difficult? And 20% people told everything was easy. That's something that I'm very happy about. 27 people are telling that bills of exchange was a difficult question. Indeed, I was mentioning it throughout. Don't take any chapter lightly. Don't follow the trend because ICI doesn't follow any trend. Fortunately or unfortunately, people used to think of this like, okay, usually only 5 to 6 marks come from bills of exchange, that to not every attempt. And a lot of them, even when I met in marathon revision, I had planned to skip this bills of exchange. And I remember talking one to one personally and then telling, don't skip any chapter, do it, at least do the accommodation part. And surprise, surprise, 15 marks question from the chapter of bills of exchange. 18% people are telling NPO was difficult, 13% final accounts, and company accounts 9%, BRS 5, rectification 3, depreciation 3. Fine, that's what you say. Let me see what I have to say after I analyze the question paper. Then let's see the next thing is we had another poll, last poll. So this poll was about overall how was the paper. 10% people told excellent, 22% tells very good, 42% good, 23% okay okay, and 3% told it was bad. So there are hardly 3% people are saying bad and 23% people saying okay okay. So I am expecting a really good result in this very result. But why waste time? Come on, let me do the analysis on this paper. So this is the paper which you saw ahead of me in the examination. So I got hands on the paper only at 5 p.m. after you people came out. Usual working note should form part of the answer. Question number one compulsory. 6 questions of 20 marks each, 120 marks. You need to write 4 out of the remaining 5 questions. So first question as usual is true or false. The first part of the question is the financial statements are not prepared on the assumption that the enterprise is a going concern. The moment you hear the word going concern, what should have come to your mind is an organization neither has an intention nor a necessity. I hope you're telling it loud now as well. So to close units operations in the near future. After you wrote these two lines in your answer in the book, in the class book, right below that I had made you write one beautiful point saying that financial statements are prepared because of going concern. No going concern, no balance sheet. Accounts would have become easy and everyone can do accounts themselves and they wouldn't need us. That is the exact words that I told that day. I hope you people remember. Yeah, and the same thing was in fact covered in our class as well. So have a look here. Question number 1A, sub question 1 talks about it's a true or false question. It's on going concern concept. This is from the chapter number 1, theoretical framework. It is based on concepts and conventions topic, and we have covered this in our APTA, accounts progress tracker 1.2. Let me show it to you as to where is it in our accounts progress tracker. So if you see 1.2, our accounts progress tracker, this is it, which test all of you had taken. I hope you remember taking up this. And down here, reason for discount, no preparation of, yeah, preparation of financial statements is based on what? Answer is going concern concept. We had this question in your APTA, you had taken it, and the very same question has come. So the reason for preparation of financial statements is going concern. You get that? I will be detailedly discussing the answers in a different video. This is just analysis. Second question, periodic inventory system. Uh-huh. Periodic inventory system is a method of ascertaining inventory. Chapter 4, inventory based chapter. Periodic perpetual. One lazy guy dozing off, sleeping, one active guy keeping daily records. I told if we keep daily records, it would need more brain, more money, more records. It would cost more money as well. That is FIFO, LIFO, SAM, WAM. And under periodic method, we will use COGS formula to identify. It is less time taking, but it is not scientific approach. Remember that we would have done that just before stock reconciliation. And this question, whatever is asked in the examination, was also discussed in our class, and I had also questioned this to you people. Sub question 2, chapter number 4, valuation of inventory. So this is on the topic of stock reconciliation, true or false question for 2 marks, and this we have covered in our APTA 4. Really sir? Let me show. Have a look here. So this is the APTA that you took for chapter 4, accounts progress tracker by accounts man. So in this, let me show it to you as to where is it. Periodic, periodic, periodic. Not this. This, this also. See, not here. Here, here. Have a look here. Match the following. Periodic and perpetual. Here we told perpetual is not COGS formula. Day-wise records are kept. Scientific and can be verified. And periodic system is where we use COGS formula. I'll show you the answers so that you guys can understand. The periodic system is where COGS formula is used. No day-wise record, not scientific. Physical count is the basis for identifying the inventory. Physically, we count the inventory to identify the stock. We discussed this. It was a two-pointer question in our APTA. And come here, physical periodic inventory system is a method of ascertaining inventory by taking an actual physical count. Very same point was hit in our class right there. 4 marks straight from what we have discussed in APTA. Then provision for discount on creditors is often not provided in keeping with conservatism. Conservatism. Again, this third sub question is from chapter 1 theoretical framework, concepts and conventions. Basically conventions of conservatism. True or false question for 2 marks. This was again covered in our 1.2 APTA. Really? Yeah, very truly. Let me show. In our 1.2, where we spoke about convention of conservatism, I told you guys very clearly that we need to account for all expected expenses and losses, but not for expected incomes and gains. Remember that same thing. When you expect profit, when you create provision for doubtful debts, that is because you don't expect money in the future. The money receivable won't come. It's an expected expense or loss, so we record it. Whenever you talk about provision for creditors, discount on creditors, we don't record it because conservatism. If you guys remember, couple of days, no, not couple, a week before exam, there was a reel on Pushpa. Chube, same thing. झुकेगा नहीं, creditors will not decrease, creditors will increase. Same point. Provision for discount on creditors. I'll show you the APTA question as well. Have a look here. Conservatism. See, conservatism emanates what? Account for all expected expenses and losses, but not for expected incomes and gains. I'll show you the key answer as well. See here. Account for all expenses and losses. Do not account for expected incomes and gains. Same is the point, no? So, very good. That's the third one. Let's go to fourth one. If errors are detected after preparing trial balance, then all the errors are rectified through suspense account. When we started chapter 2.8, rectification of errors, we discussed no stages at which the error can be rectified. Stage 0, scratch and rewrite. Stage 1, before trial balance. Stage 2, after trial balance. Stage 3, after final accounts. And in each of that, we wrote one-sided, two-sided, one-sided, two-sided, one-sided, two-sided, one-sided, two-sided. One-sided errors, we should rectify using suspense. Two-sided errors, we should not use suspense account at all. However, at first stage, we have that adjustment and journal entry. Second and third stage, journal entry, journal entry, journal entry, journal entry. If it is one-sided, journal entry with suspense. If it is two-sided, journal entry without suspense. And to our surprise, again this fourth true or false question, which is chapter 2, unit 8, accounting process, rectification of errors for 2 marks, was also covered in our accounts progress tracker. Sir, can you prove it to us? I like you people for this because you wouldn't believe anything without proof. Come on, let me show it to you as to where was it covered. Aha. How to rectify errors? If you talk about one-sided errors, we talk about one-sided errors before trial balance, adjustment. Two-sided errors before trial balance, journal entry with suspense. One-sided errors after trial balance, journal entry with suspense. Two-sided errors without suspense. One-sided error with suspense. Two-sided errors without suspense. So we are told very clearly that with the suspense comes only for one-sided errors. Two-sided errors will not involve suspense account. So this question what needed us to answer is that if errors are detected after trial balance, they're telling always through suspense. No, 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 no. Answer is false. It is not always through suspense account. Only one-sided errors are rectified through suspense. Done. So then both revenue and capital nature transactions are recorded in receipts and payment account. This question was covered in TOFA. Remember our TOFA? If you had attended our face-to-face marathon revision or watched it, I had shared a list of true or false questions to you people to take it as a test. So in that very list on NPO chapter, we had covered this very question. Let me show it to you. So this is the fifth one. Yeah, ninth chapter NPO. Receipts and payment account is the question based on true or false for 2 marks. Covered in ninth TOFA. Let's see. TOFA number 9. So in this TOFA, we spoke about receipts and payment. So receipts and payment, we don't have to think whether it will cover capital or revenue. It will involve both. So that's the wait. Let me show where is it. Receipts and payment is a summary of all capital receipts and payments. The answer with reasoning is here. Answer is false. Why? Receipts and payment account is a summary of all cash and bank receipts, irrespective of the fact whether they are of capital or revenue nature. So for each of the TOFA true or false you have taken, I had even given the reason in the summary so that you won't be confused as to what to write when this question comes in the exam. So not just telling you true or false, the reason also was very clearly put across to you in TOFA. So if you had taken our TOFA, if you had followed the instructions, there was no chance that you could have missed this fifth question as well. So far, 5 on 5, 10 marks right, straight from what we've done in class. Next one, sixth one. Fixed charge generally covers all the assets of the company, including future one. Fixed charge, floating charge. I think a lot of you would have got tricked by this one. You might be wondering as to where is this question from. The sixth sub question is from chapter 10 company accounts. This is from debentures topic, true or false, 2 marks. The reason being, if you remember when we discussed debentures, I told you types of debentures. I told you there is no concept of unsecured debentures, but debentures can be having fixed charge or floating charge. Fixed charge means a specific asset is tagged to these debentures, meaning those assets have to be sold to redeem these debentures. If you sell those assets, such money can't be used for anything else. Floating charge means debentures have rights over all the assets equally. Get it? So we discussed this, and the same thing was there. We didn't have it anywhere in TOFA, but a similar point was very clearly discussed in our class. I hope you remember this discussion in our class. I will check if it is part of my theory notes, what I basically made you write here. I made you write in the class, but we can check if it is part of our notes here as well. When we spoke about types of debentures, these are our class notes. I'm using the Sheshadipura morning batch file. Okay, it's not here, but when we discuss types of debentures, it was clearly written. Types of debentures, Ali. One of the point is secured and unsecured debentures. Unsecured concept is not there, is what I told. I told secured can be either fixed charge or floating charge. So we can say that this point was also very clearly covered. Now let's go to question number B. 1A is done. Now let's see question 1B. 1B is about difference between provisions and contingent liabilities. Oh God, how many of you have got kicked out of the class because you didn't tell me the meaning of provision in class? How many times have we discussed what is provision, what is provision, what is provision? Contingent liability is a possible obligation. I would say it is dependent on happening or non-happening of a future uncertain, uncontrollable act. Is to have taken the example of girlfriend becoming wife. Girlfriend is a contingent liability, wife is a liability. A contingent liability can become a liability dependent on happening or non-happening of what? Future uncertain, uncontrollable act. And we also told you want to take your girlfriend home but not allowed. So what do? We create provision. So provision is created only if it fulfills two conditions: probable estimate, sorry, probable outflow, reliable estimate. We written the same definitions, these among the first few classes. Second or third class is when you would have discussed, this would have been part of your third class, class 3, when we discuss provisions and contingent liabilities. So if you would have read that, you could have easily written that answer and then got 4 marks here. And this 4 marker, the marks are not decided based on the length of your answer. If you have written the meaning of provision, if you have written the meaning of contingent liability correctly, you would be awarded full 4 marks, even if it comes down to only 3 to 4 lines. So it's not about the length, it's about the correctness of the answer that is counted. So 1b is from chapter 1, theoretical framework based on provisions and contingent liabilities. It's a short note question, difference between for 4 marks, and this was also covered in our class. Shall we see 1c now? So there we go. Let's go to question 1c. This question number 1c is from depreciation. Purchased a machinery 1 lakh 30, 20,000 freight and installation charges. Another machine was purchased for 50,000. Sold the old machinery, and new machinery was purchased. So basically there are three machines. Under existing practice, companies charging depreciation at 20% per annum original cost, that is SLM. However, company decided to adopt WDV. So in this question, they're changing their method of depreciation from SLM to WDV. So there are two assets. One old asset is sold, one third asset is purchased, and you change the method of depreciation from SLM to WDV. Oh my god, 4 marks, sir. You didn't do this in class. Is it so? Come, let's have a look. 1C is from chapter 5, depreciation, and this is based on changing the method of depreciation. A ledger account based question. You are expected to do ledger accounts for 4 marks, and this question was same to same covered with few different numbers. Two assets, one asset sold, one more asset purchased, change from SLM to WDV. It was there. It was part of our classroom discussion. Question number 14 in our classroom discussion, and not just there. If you had celebrated Dasara with me in 10, 10 out of 10, you would have got this question there as well. Same to same question with few different numbers are there in our 10, 10 out of 10 as well. So let me show it to you. Firstly, from our class notes. Question number 14, classroom discussion. So let's go to depreciation. This is our depreciation chapter. Question number 14. Change from SLM to WDV. One second hand machinery, another machinery. One of it is sold. We were doing SLM for first 3 years, then we change it to WDV. And there is profit or loss on sale of the asset also. Exactly same to same question, topic wise. And the numbers are just a little different. Numbers are just a little different. And now I'll tell you how was it in our TOFA. TOFA, if you remember, I had shared this answer sheet also at that. Day one was consignment question. Pretty unfortunate. Consignment, I don't know how much efforts had you put in. No question from consignment came. Oh God. See, we had discussed day 4 of our 10 10 out of 10. We had a proper question on accommodation of bill. So if you would have done this again, you would have done that 15 marker question in exam. Those of you who skipped the question in the exam, skipped the bills of exchange chapter, you might have found it very difficult. 15 marks of bills of exchange is tough one to skip. Yeah, ha, here it is. Have a look. Machinery 1, 2, 3. Machinery number 1 and 2, SLM was followed, and then later we changed it to WDV. So SLM to WDV change in the method of depreciation. Few different numbers, but three machines. Machinery number 1 and 2 is there. After some time you sell machinery number 1, and then the same date you buy machinery number 3. Here machinery number 2 is sold, and on the same date you purchase machinery number 3. So this is the exact same topic based question that was asked in this very examination for 4 months. Numbers are different. Here it is 1 lakh 30, there it is 40. Otherwise same to same topic. So 20 marks, what was part of your compulsory question, I am showing it you right out of our classroom, right out of our classroom. So nothing is part wherein which you have not discussed. Everything is what we have discussed in class. Coming down to question number 2 now. In question number 2, this was a bouncer. I think lot of them messed it up. Lot of them thought this question is on amended cash book. I got messages right after the exam at 5 p.m. saying that, sir, is the BRS question based on amended cash book? I have done amended cash book. Is it right? This question was not on amended. Sir, reason very simple. They have given balance as per cash book as 2,60,400 and they're telling it didn't match with balance as per passbook. Okay, then what do they want? They told it does not agree with balance as per passbook. They've given the analysis. They've given the reasons for differences. And at the end, they've asked you to prepare BRS. That's it. Preparation of BRS would have been the case. So there are 8 adjustments, 1 mark for each of the adjustments. 1 mark for each of the adjustments, 8 adjustments, and if you get the end answer correct, 2 marks for it. So that's how 10 marks will be divided. And those of you who done straight away amended cash book and then BRS after, you might lose few marks. But if you've done what is say BRS before and then amended cash book and then done BRS after amended cash book also, then you would get full marks. Some part of the answer which is extra would be knocked off. Yeah. So let's see. These adjustments, I have not done the exact same question. So these adjustments in separation, we've covered it in class. So these separate adjustments put together, they made one new question. So first one is payment side of the cash book overcasted. So this was covered in our class. So question number 2A, BRS. This question, we should prepare BRS with cash book as starting point, 10 marks. Not the same question, but all the adjustments are covered in class. I can show it to you. The first one is payment side of cash book overcasted. This adjustment, obviously we did it. Then check of rupees 1,80,000 was not taken in the bank column. This is also very obvious adjustment. We have done this. Then 20th December, debit balance of 8460 on the previous day was brought forward as credit balance. Balance has done upper niche. We've done this also in class. And the interesting part, several other things are very similar. So checks which were issued only partly it was deposited, other part not deposited. We've done similar adjustments. I can show it to you adjustment by adjustment if you want from our class notes. The interesting one was this: a customer from whom we collected money, we've given him discount, and after giving discount, we've wrongly taken the gross amount. Should have taken the net amount. So that adjustment also we've done not 3%, not 60,000, but different percentage and different amount. We've covered it by way of an adjustment in the class. Just need to go through your BRS class note and you'll be able to find it. If you want, I can show this adjustment to you right now. See this discount part, right? So this is our morning batch file. I'll go to BRS chapter. So in the BRS chapter, if you observe, the will come from the beginning. So first few questions were easy ones. No, not here. Checks, interest credited in passbook only. Direct deposit, no, not this, not this. Checks received but not cleared, not this. Bills collected, no advice received. Wrong debit, not subsidy. Direct payment, insurance charges. Credit column overcasted. This was there in this question. And have a look here. Discount erroneously included in bank column. We did 4% and 4 lakh in class. They have given question on 3% and 60,000 in exam. But the adjustment is very same. So that's with regard to question number 2A. This 10 marks from BRS is a lottery literally. I don't know who missed it. Few of them had marked that BRS question is difficult. All of the adjustments were very easy. Very soon, right after this video, I'll come out with detailed solution discussion video. In that, I'll solve the answers. I will not tell this way done, this way done. I won't say that. I'll literally solve all the answers in the class. You can watch that video very soon as well. And I'll solve it in that. You can compare your answer if you have written the number in your question paper and then got it home. So very easy one. It wouldn't take even about 8 minutes to solve this 10 marker question. Then B, this question was before preparation of trial balance, following errors were found. So they've given these errors. We need to rectify this. So this question, not the exact question, but all the adjustments what were there from this chapter to unit 8 rectification of errors. Yeah, journal entries. So we have covered it in class. Let me show. The first one is on repairs made to building were debited to building account. So repairs made to building were debited to building account. Rectification will involve building and repairs. Let me show here. This is our solution sheet. I'll say repairs. Have a look here. This very adjustment. This is applied laboratories question. Question number 10 from our Yeshas material. Question number 5A from November 2020 question paper. Repairs to building. Repair expenditure wrongly debited building now rectified. We've done the same thing. But we've done after final accounts. There they've asked only after trial balance. You don't have to replace repair account with P&L adjustment. So this first adjustment is done. Am I right? Then the next one, an amount of 3,000 due to Shyamlal had been written off as bad debts in the previous year, recovered in the current year, but it has been wrongly posted to personal accounts. Bad debt recovered. This question is on. Sometimes the search option doesn't work. Show it to you. So bad debts recorded. No, not this. Next. Ah, here it is. Have a look. So the bad debts were recovered. They were wrongly recorded to personal account of Mahesh Chand. Cash to Mahesh Chand in the wrong entry. They should have written cash to bad debts recovered. So we reverse this cash to Mahesh Chand as Mahesh Chand to cash, and the rectification entry was Mahesh Chand account debit to bad debts recovered. This is part of our class material, question number 5. So we have covered this very question in the class, and the exact same adjustment with a different name, Shyamlal, has come in the exam. Furniture purchased for office use has been entered in purchase day book. So we have done the exact same thing of this as well. I can show you every adjustment from nowhere else, but exclusively from your class notes or whatever we've done in class. Have a look here. Furniture. See, purchase of office table for rupees 300 entered through purchase book. So purchase of goods wrongly entered in purchase book, we have rectified this. So I have not just given the end answer, I have given you step to step answer. Wrong entry, reversal of wrong entry, correct entry, reversal of wrong entry plus correct entry being rectification entry to the core. And we have the same thing here. Goods purchased from Ram Singh amounting to rupees 88,000 has been remained unrecorded so far. Simple journal entry. They've skipped. You pass. They miss. You hit. Done. College fees of proprietor sons 15,000 debited to audit fees. You've done exactly one more of this as well. So I can show you audit fee. Audit fee is not there. No, I think this search option doesn't work at times. Okay, maybe we have not used the exact term audit fees, but it is drawings of the partner wrongly written as business expense, now reverse. We've done something of that exact same thing. Receipt of rupees 4,500 from one person wrongly credited to another person, reverse. We've done this as well in our Rani problem. 56788765 bank account. In that problem, we had this adjustment. Goods amounting to rupees 6,200 had been written by a customer and were taken to inventory, but no entry was made. This is based on goods sent on return or approval. You are supposed to record it, not record it. So we've done this as well. I can show you inventory. Inventory. Aha, have a look here. So this is the one. Whenever inventory is there, we should reverse the sale entry and then write the entry for like stock lying with customer, goods sent on return or approval. Same adjustment. Though we had not done the chapter of goods sent on return or approval, when we did rectification of errors, I made you write goods are only sent, not sold. Entries made in the sales book. We should reverse the sales entry and also record the inventory which is lying with the customer because it belongs to us. Same to same thing. That is the concept on which this question had come. 1,500 wages to workmen for office furniture had been charged to wages. So this is capital expense. It should be including the cost of the furniture, but it is wrongly written to wages. Same thing. See here, wages for making showcases charged to wages. Instead of showcase, they've used the word furniture. So wrongly they've written wages to cash. We should write cash to wages. Correct entry will be, we should reverse it and then write furniture to cash. Same thing, furniture. But there we had used the word showcase in the question. Here it is not. This is again from your class notes. This file, what I'm using it to show is morning batch file from Sheshadipuram. Even in Jayanagar batch, evening batch, Sheshadipuram evening batch, Jayanagar evening batch, also same to same is there. You guys can check into your class notes as well. So guys, Everything is fadafat from what we've discussed only. Salary paid to clerk 12,000 has been debited to personal account. So this is, well, I can show you this exact adjustment also. Salary. Salary paid to clerk, wrongly debited to clerk account. They have written clerk to cash. They have written salary to cash. So you reverse cash to cash by writing cash to clerk and write salary to clerk. 125, 125. Same to same here. Amount is 12,000. And purchase of goods from Raghav amounting to rupees 20,000 has been wrongly entered through sales book. If you remember, we had a detailed discussion on this word through. If it is entered through sales book, what to do? Everything same to same thing again, we have it here as well. So entire 10 marks rectification of errors. I'll tell you, nothing has come from what we have not discussed. Everything is what we have discussed. So 20 plus 20, 40 marks down. Let's now start with our question number 3. Are you all ready for more surprises? This question is based on accommodation of a bill. There are T and J, two friends who I would say accommodated the bill with each other and then got it discounted, and the bill got dishonored. They raised one more bill and that bill also got dishonored. One of the partner becomes bankrupt and 50 paise in a rupee could have been recovered from him. So question number 3A for chapter 6 unit 1, bills of exchange. Accommodation of bills is a topic. Journal entry is what's expected. 15 marks. Majority of them told this question was difficult. It was not at all. This question is exactly similar to question number 16 from our classroom discussion, except for the fact that numbers are different. Obviously, numbers can be different. 6.1 bills of exchange. Question number 16. Anil and Sanjay question. 2 by 3, 1 by 3 is the ratio there is well. So we had discussed in detail. In fact, in the midst of the crowd where people were skipping bills of exchange chapter because it is not important, I made you do extra questions over and above what is there in Yeshas material on the topic of what to say accommodation. Have a look here. We did extra questions. Extra question number 1, sorry, yeah, extra question upon accommodation of a bill. After we detailedly understood accommodation, remember we did extra question number 1, extra question number 2, extra question number 2, extra question number 3, and then we went on to the regular questions. And in class, whatever we solved as question number 16, Anil and Sanjay question, very same is this one. So Anil and Sanjay, they drew a bill on, they one person drew the bill on the other, they discounted it and then shared the proceeds. Then what happened on the maturity date? One party failed to pay, so they raised one more bill, got it discounted. Before the maturity date, one became insolvent, and only 50 paise in a rupee could have been recovered. And that we had done the accounting entries in both in the books of Anil and Sanjay. I remember we did this, and this was the last problem in our one of the day's class. People were very lazy to copy, and I told you to copy this after class. Both Anil and Sanjay. I was asking, do you want me to do simultaneously or finish one part and then do the other? So very same problem, different name. The questions are T and J, and the question had come in the exam for 15 marks. So clearly, people who told that this question of bills of exchange was difficult have not properly done their class notes also. And question 3B was choice between 1 and 2, account current and average due date. Oh god, they gave choice between each other. So you could not write both. You had to write only one. So I don't know what have you chosen. If it was me, I would have selected average due date because it will take lesser time. And the next part is I am hearing complaints throughout that account current, don't know how to present the entire answer. So account currents question. Receivable and payable both are there. It is a computation table has to be prepared because we can't call account current as an account no. So this question was for 5 marks, and this question was covered same to same even with numbers in our 10 10 art and 10 day 6 question number 6. You won't believe me? Come, let me show it to you. So this is our 10 10 art and 5. I'll show you question number 6 from day 6. See, have a look. You remember? I remember a lot of students asking me. I had taken for promissory note. I had not given 3 grace days. You asked me, sir, you didn't give 3 grace days. Do you remember now? Do you recall now? And I told you in the question when it comes, write it because ICA material sometimes they've given 3 grace days for promissory note, some days they've not given. You don't give promissory note 3 grace days and write a note in the exam. Yaad hai? Same to same thing. The name is different. See the question. G and H 4500, not 4000. Let me say. Invoice date November 26, February 4. I think same dates are there. See, 4th of February and 26th of November is not there. Then March 21st. See, there is cash paid, goods sold, and then it will become purchases. See, written purchases. I think not this. One of the question was exactly same numbers. 2050. Sorry, not this one. The numbers are not same, but it is very much the same. So there is one promissory note, and that's what we wrote here. Bills payable, promissory note, 3 grace days. Remember that? Same to same thing. 7,500 it is here. Here it is 15,000. Otherwise, rest of it is, sorry, here it is 5,000. Otherwise, the rest of the question is same. 4,500 opening balance, and then we have 3,750 goods sold. Then there is goods sold. After that, there is promissory note. Then there is goods sold by H2G. Invoice date is given. So we took invoice date 26th of November. Have a look, have a look. 26th of November, 26th of November, December 17th, December 7th, December 17th. Yeah. Amounts are different. December 7th, December 17th, 16th of November, 26th of November, 16th November, 26th November. This is again an examination question as well. Previously, in one of the mock tests, this question had come. And same to same question we did it in 10, 10 or 10, 10. So this is what we have already done in class as well. You guys get that? As I mentioned, done in 10, 10 or 10, 10. Let's see 6.4. Average due date is the next question. So next question, average due date. January, they've given 60, 50, 70, 42,000, some dates. But this question is not on bills of exchange. This question is on credit period given for 1 week. So you should add plus 7 days for each of these dates of transaction. That will be the due date. And for those due dates, you should take the average of it. And I had mentioned the very same thing in our class. We have done an exact concept. Have a look here. Average due date, computation table, 5 marks question. Extra question number 3 from our classroom discussion. This question was not part of Yeshas material, but I had made you do few extra questions if you remember in the class. And this is question number 3 from your extra questions. Let me show. Extra question. See, extra question number 3. So this was neutral and Mr. Positive. 2 months credit. So I told when you add 2 months to these due dates, you should not add grace days. There is no 3 grace days concept. I made you write the same thing here. Have a look. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, have a look here. For your understanding, this problem, it is credit period, not bill of exchange. So we should only add that period given. We should not add 3 grace days. I told the same thing and then we had done the problem. So in this problem, we arrived at average due date, but the payment was not on average due date. The payment was made. He desired to make payment little later. So for such period, we identified the period of delay and then we computed interest and added the interest to the amount of principal payable to identify the total amount payable. Yes, read this question. What does it say? Question number 3b. It says that these are the transactions. 1 week is the credit period. He settles his account on 31st of March. That is not average due date. Calculate the interest and the amount that should be paid using average due date. They have also asked us to take 9th of January as base date. In fact, ICI made it easy for us by giving 9th of January. Why? When you take 2nd of January plus 7 days, it will come to 9th of January. That should be our starting point. Got it? So they had given another hint. I don't know how many of you got it right. My fingers are crossed, hoping that you would have got this one right. Because if you have got average rate question wrong, no, I'll understand. I can feel how you might be feeling at this point. Then the question was on X and Y are partners sharing business in profit and loss 2 is to 3, and it's an admission question. Z is admitted. This is a very basic question, not of the complexity that we discussed in class at all. No JLP discussion, no goodwill computation adjustment, nothing. Very simple. Revaluation of few assets are there. Debtors pay provision is there. Building is also revalued and liability is revalued. Some actual liability. Simple four revaluations and that's it. Nothing else. Your revaluation account will have some six items and then you need to do partners capital account and balance sheet after admission of Z. 10 marks. This is a very easy problem. The questions that we've done in the class on admission are way more complex than the question that was here. So question number 4A is from 8th chapter partnership on admission. They had asked you to prepare ledger as well as balance sheet for 10 marks. We have covered more complex questions in class. We have not covered this question. We have covered more complex questions in class. If you would have to have a look, the number of questions that we did on partnership admission in class is intense. We have a look. Question number 16. These are all are what to say the goodwill computation questions. See, we have done way more complex questions, revaluation, partners capital account, balance sheet, with more adjustments, with goodwill computation, with what do you say, and a lot of memorandum revaluation account based problems and all we did. But the question that you got in the exam was a easy toffee. I hope you people have jumped onto this toffee and then got it right as well. Next question is on income and expenditure. Income and expenditure of Young Boys Club is given. So they wanted you to do receipts and payment as well as opening and closing balance sheet. So what did they want? They wanted you to prepare receipts and payment, opening and closing balance sheet. Again, good percentage of people told that NPO question was difficult. I really don't understand why. Because this Young Boys Club question with adjustments on general expenses and audit fees is not a new question. Question number 4B, ninth chapter NPO, preparation of receipts and payment and closing balance sheet. This question's receipts and payment preparation for 10 marks was question number 20 from our classroom discussion and it is question number 4A from December 2021 examination and question number 5C from January 2021 examination. Let me show it to you. This is two-time examination question. I had shown this question to you in class right after we finished NPO chapter and I had solved this also in class. Let's see. If you talk about adjustments, there is four adjustments for subscription, which requires us to open subscription account. There is salary outstanding adjustment, general expenses, insurance prepaid is included in general expense, and audit fees is still unpaid adjustment. And there is that owned a freehold lease ground adjustment. Get this? Let me show it to you. Question number 20 from our class notes first. NPO chapter. This is our one stop sheet where we have solutions to all the questions from all the chapter. Question number 20. The name was also very similar. Youth Club is the name, but here they've told Young Boys Club. What is it? Young Boys Club is the word that they've used. Same to same. I'll show it to you. See, salary adjustment, general expense include prepaid insurance, audit fees, same guys, same thing. And subscription, we had to prepare one subscription account. Numbers are little different, I agree. Numbers are little different, I agree. But the adjustments are same to same. And talking about the examination that I mentioned, that this is part of 4A, question number 4A, December 21 and 5C, January 21. Let me show. January 21, question number 5C. This is our January 21 solution discussion sheet. I had shared one past examination RTP, MTP sheet. In the same sheet, question number 5C. Same to same adjustments, everything is same, just the numbers are different. 5C, have a look. 80K club question, same to same. So printing and stationery, general expense had an adjustment. I've solved the question little differently, but see, salaries included prepaid insurance and audit fees in general fees, same adjustment, and subscription detailed ledger. And another thing that I told is this is part of question number 4A, December 21. December 21, question number 4A. Salaries including prepaid and general expenses and audit adjustment, audit fees and subscription account. Same to same adjustments. And freehold lease property was also there in the balance sheet. See here. Freehold lease property was also there in the adjustment. This, the name was little different. They used the word women club in the examination paper issued by ICI in the examination December 2021 amidst COVID. Literally lottery. I don't know how many of you If you had done preparations well, no, the pattern of the paper was little hatke. I agree. Consignment did come, bills of exchange came for 15 marks, final accounts they asked balance sheet only, not trading and P&L. It was, and goods sent on return or approval didn't come. It was little different, I agree, but it was not at all tough. It was unique but not tough. But throughout, from day one, I've been telling you people not to go by any pattern. Don't see the past pattern, but basically see it like any time any question can come from any chapter. So don't go by the weightage given by what to say that section wise, chapter wise skill weightage is there. I told you not to abide by that. If anyone would have done by that weightage, no, this paper is gone for them. I'm going to say they wouldn't have been very happy after the exam. But if they would have kept this weightage aside and then prepared for the exam, trust me, would have done splendidly when they well in this paper. Question number 5, A. So let's see question number 5A now. Where was question number 5A from? It was on preparation of triple column cash flow. Again, one of the most neglected part. People neglect chapter 1, chapter 2. You saw how many marks came from these two chapters. And triple column cash book is something again everyone will ignore. Saying like this won't come easy. But if you can understand, we have done multiple two questions if I'm not wrong in the class. The big ones in triple column cash book topic. Let me show. Have a look here. Cash book sheet, if I come down, we had discussed in detail what to write, what to not write in cash book. This is our class notes. And welcome here. We discussed in detail one triple column cash book. Question number 3, I solved it in class, didn't give it as homework. And we also discussed question number 4 in detail. And I can show you how much time we took to do this. I think one of the days, this is our index wherein we update daily basis me what we've done. If you come to cash book here, see here, one entire day, session number 16, 2.5 hours we've dedicated exclusively for doing cash book and nothing else. So this was on 15th of July 2022, Friday, second session, 10 o'clock to 10:30 to 11 o'clock to 1:30. We've done cash book question number 3 and 4. If you were present that day at that time in the class, or if you watched that session recorded, you would have definitely aced this. And I can tell this for any of the questions that I told right now as to which session, which hour had we done this question. Because I don't want any complaints later saying that, sir, you did jokes, but you didn't teach correctly. I know you won't say that. So, cash book question done. 5B. R&S. This is partnership. They wanted us to compute only goodwill under capitalization and super profit method. This is also done in class. And just to ensure that we stay on the safer side, I made you do plenty of extra questions on goodwill computation. You remember? So this was part of our extra question number 3 and extra question number 4 that we discussed in class. Let me show extra question number 3 and extra question number 4 on admission. In admission sheet it's there, 8.2 admission sheet, extra question number 3 and extra question number 4. Extra question should be goodwill computation, no? Sorry, example question number 3. See, these questions were not there in our material, but we still did. Dosa company example, remember, this is on super profit method. And example question number 4 on capitalization method, very similar thing, but they've given two capitals. We just need to add both 14 and 12 to identify the total capital, and based on that we'll compute. However, very soon I'll be sharing with you all a detailed solution video wherein we'll discuss all the answers from the basic concept. Yeah, so you can wait for that video. So this 5 marks also is definitely not a surprise. We have done it in class. So let's quickly see question number 5C now, as to where is it from. 5C is a balance sheet based question. They've given the balance sheet. What do they want us to do? They've given set of differences. While preparing P&L account, they had forgotten this. So these items are to be adjusted. This is an question where you need to do rectification as well as prepare balance sheet. We have not done this question. We have not done similar question. We have done better question in the class. We have done question where there was rectification required plus trading P&L and balance sheet. In this question, it is more lighter, more easier, more less time taking. Why? They've asked us to do rectification No trading, no P&L, straight balance sheet. So I can give it to you on this note that this question is unique. Similar question is not there in ICA material. More complex or more difficult question is there in ICA material as well as in our class notes. But this is definitely not difficult because only balance sheet is required. You don't have to do trading and payment. And rectifications are not quite big. It is simple prepaid expense and outstanding commission rate. Yeah, I'll however be solving this question in detail in the upcoming video. This is one unique but not very different question and not very tempting. This time they allocated only 10 marks to this chapter of final accounts. So they didn't want to give a lengthier one. So we have not done this question, I'll agree, but we've done better question in class. Now let's see question number 6. Question number 6A was on what do you say issue of shares. There are 2 lakh equity shares issued, and what happened? Allotment mein there is premium. Money was due, was fully received, and J who holds 5,000 shares failed to pay allotment and call money. Mr. K who failed to pay call money. One shareholder failed to pay allotment and call money. One shareholder failed to pay only call money, and these shares were forfeited and reissued. So this kind of question, it's reissued at discount of 1 rupee. So we have done exactly similar question with different number of shares however in the class. So two shareholders, one shareholder fails to pay allotment and call money, one shareholder fails to pay only call money. Both their shares are forfeited and reissued. We've done it. I'll tell you which question is it. So this question is 15 marks. They required us to prepare journal and balance sheet. And similar question is covered in class. Get it? Then we have question 6B. Question 6B is property, plant and equipment. Many of them are wondering where is this question from. This question was from chapter 5 depreciation, a theory question based on directly attributable cost for 5 marks. This was also covered in class. They had asked us to quote some examples of expenditure incurred to bring the assets to its location and condition necessary before it is incorporated or before it is used. I made you write one big list of expenses, and I discussed, we had a story discussing what expenses will be included, what expenses will not be included. I'll tell you what you would remember. I told like all the expenses will be included except for inauguration expenses. Very same thing. I had given you list of expenses. I made you write this. I didn't make you read from theory or from our material. I made you write this in your class notes. If you had attended class, you would have written definitely this. So what and all will cost include? It will not include inauguration, repairs and then interest, but it will include packaging, loading, transportation, freight, octroi, unloading, unpacking, assembly, engineering cost, installation or erection, trial run, tax and duties if not recoverable. They have asked 5. I have given 16. I have given 11. I have given 10 items. If you would have remembered 5 out of this and then you would have written, you would have easily got full marks, full 5 marks because they had asked only 5. So this is our question paper analysis, and I didn't just do analysis for 100 marks. I am telling you 125 marks is not new, is everything that we've done in class. I hope this video was helpful and you people will understand what is the intensity with which we teach in class. The coverage that we do in class is 100% because more than 100% nobody can cover. So there is complete push from our side to do every small concept from every small paragraph that's there in ICA material and not to leave anything untouched. So that when you take examination, you are not sitting there to pass by chance, but you deserve to pass and you will come to join CA Inter with us very soon. And on this note, all I want to tell you people is to be aware of the new batch that we've started for CA Foundation May 2023 examination from the team of Yeshas Academy. This is our face-to-face batch. The batch is already started. You can access live online class, you can watch it recorded, or you can join us face-to-face to watch this class. And the recorded backup will be available if in case you miss any of our sessions. 550 plus hours of comprehensive coverage is promised to you people. This is excluding our revision classes. You knew how we did our marathon revision classes and how intensive was it. And best of the best study material will be available to you people. You saw the coverage now. And weekly tests and unit wise tests is what I conduct by accounts progress tracker, by TOFA. And we have something new coming up called Who Wants to Be an Accountant, which will also happen in your class. We'll have daily quizzes to cover the topic unit wise what we've done in the class. marathon revision classes, which is a great success. All thanks to you people for this attempt. We will do more of such for the upcoming attempts also. And performance assessment and mentorship is always there in helping you people in the journey of CA Foundation. So very soon we'll be waiting to see you all in the detailed examination paper answer discussion video. And there's a early bird batch starting for CA intermediate also from December 27th. You can enroll for the same if you have high hopes of clearing CA foundation. Welcome to CA Inter. Even before the results comes, finish one paper minimum, and you'll have an advantage of reading only 7 papers for the rest of the time. So very soon I'm gonna come live again on YouTube discussing about what should be your plan to go ahead after this examination of CA Foundation. How to plan CA Inter, what to start, what not to start, what to do, and what not to do. I hope this video was helpful. Please like, share, and then subscribe this YouTube channel for more such interesting content. And also let us know in the comments as to how did your examination go, and also tell what more type of videos do you want with us. And this entire discussion and analysis, whatever I've done, it is in the same sheet that is already shared to you during your class, comprising of all the past examinations, answer sheets, analysis, including RTP and MTPs. So this sheet, whatever is shared to you, which is from November, December 21, sorry, every attempt ka paper, November 19, May 19, with weightage in past examinations, it's in the same sheet, and I will be soon updating all the answers to all of these questions. I've just started, so I'll update answer to all of these questions also in this very sheet. Got it, guys? Remember, life is not a battle to be struggling, it's a game to be enjoyed. Till the time you're learning something new or having fun, it's all good. The day you guys either stop learning something new or stop having fun, trust me, you might start struggling because you might be in a battle. The thumb rule to stay happy is pretty simple. It is to stay in the game. So one last time on this day, I have just one simple question for all of you. Are we in the game? I hope the answer is yes, we are in the game. See you in CA Inter. Till then, tata, bye bye, take care and get lost.